Hey YouTube, it's your boy Widgie here, coming at you with some more Age of Empires 3. And we've got another casting game, and this is of myself, so I don't normally do these, and I thought I would grace you with my webcam today. There's a few... Oh, hang on a second. One sec. There we go. That's what we need. There it is. Okay, so this video is all about the French. So I've been recently playing French, probably about 3, 4, maybe 5 games. I think this must be my 5th game. And this was my second win with the French. And it's been a big sort of learning experience for me because I am primarily a native / sort of Asian sort of Civ enjoyer, you could say. More native than the Asians, of course. And also I play Hausa as well. So I rarely play the Euro Civs. And I was looking at them, deciding on what to pick. And I decided to pick the French. Mainly because they're very versatile. There's a sort of quite a high sort of learning cap or skill cap with the Civ. There's so many ways you can play them, and of course their villages are just great. You know, they gather way better, and their just economy is always very good. So in this matchup here, bottom left part of the map is of course myself playing as the French and the Cyan, and on the top left part of the map we have Hayek. I'm going to call him Hay. So Hay here playing as or Hayek playing as United States here in the red. So I was pretty scared with this because, you know, the United States are a very strong civilization, and I didn't have great hopes for the matchup here. My morale level was very low at the time. Losing lots of games when learning a Civ is not really good. However, this is kind of the first game where I really made some things work. I had good macro, good timings, all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to give too much away. But of course, let's have a quick look at it. And hopefully you guys can learn something about the French and also about learning Civs in general as well. And hopefully this video is quite relatable for you guys as well. So you can see here, I've gone for the classic kind of house TP opening. I'm going to be trying to age on 13 villagers ideally. You always want to do that if you can. If you can't, then it's 14. And you can see now that I'm getting 3 CDBs from my deck. So this is my deck. Very, very standard. If you are new to French, I would recommend copying this. This pretty much would work nearly all the time on land maps, definitely. So there is the deck that I'm going to be going with. And now I've got my 3 CDB. And I'm just going to not make any more vills here. Sometimes if you are a bit worse off, maybe I could have made an extra vill there. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But you kind of want to be as quick on the age up as possible. And 2 minutes 44 is pretty darn good for myself learning the French here, and I'm going to be going up with the quartermaster and immediately moving some vills over to gold. So my macro still is a little bit all over the place, so I'm sure there's going to be people in the comments letting me know about certain decisions that I've made. But let's just quickly have a look at Hayek here, playing as the United States here. So I was playing this actually in the daytime, which is very unusual. So I've never really done that before. So I played this like in the late kind of morning, afternoon. And yeah, I met with a lot of people on the Asian servers, and they just feel a lot better. Even though they're like the same elo or maybe even a lower elo, their kind of just level of play seems just better in general, which is maybe that's just me. But yeah, anyway, we do see the deck here for the United States player. Pretty standard, to be honest. There are a few things that are unusual. We've got the coffee mill guns here. Sometimes that's a yes, sometimes that's a no. And, of course, some really good cards. We've got the Russian-American Company, the Pulaski's Legion, of course, and some buffs here, the Rolling Artillery, buffs to Carbine Cavalry, and all that good stuff. So, myself, let's go back. So, this isn't really an ego wreck. I know some people get a bit tired of people doing casts of their own game. I rarely do it, to be honest. I like to cast sort of higher-level games. I also like to cast the real low-elo legend games. There will be more of those in the future. Do not worry. And at some point, I do want to get back on the guide videos and help some people out. Especially maybe with the French, I could do a beginner's guide. I think I've got the rough idea of how they work. But yeah, anyway, you can see here, I'm going to be grabbing the herd on the top right. And I'm trying to look for the one... Yeah, there is one on here. It's a really annoying map for herds, I must say. But you can see now I'm getting the market and I'm getting hunting dogs. And now basically you just want a macro, or I'm going to macro for steel traps. Because 400 wood coming in, and I want to get steel traps. And I think I like to drop a house down here as well. Yeah, see, I don't know if you should do that, but I do that anyway. And you can see now, macro is going to be strange because, yeah, because I haven't got hunting dogs, the steel traps. I think you don't do the house. I think you just chop for the steel trap so you can immediately queue it. And then when you gather wood, you drop a house, you do all that kind of stuff and whatever. So here I'm going to be opening up with musketeers. So there's so many options with the French. So many options. You can go native play. You can open up with Musk. You can go Musk semi-FF. You can go Huss semi-FF. You can go double racks, kind of age 2, and then build a stable after, and you could just make Musk Huss. You can go double racks, pure wood at the start, so you can go crossbow pike. There's loads of things you can do with them. So you can see now I'm getting my steel traps in, and my barracks is underway. Let's have a look at Hayek here. So Hayek has gone for the Dutch immigrants and dropped the bank in transition. Quite standard now, to be honest. Going to be putting a barracks behind the TC and immediately going for the Philadelphia Convention. And you can see what that provides. So it gets you 3 extra techs, the Pennsylvania Pound, the Pennsylvania Rifles, and the Pennsylvania Cavalry as well. So some really nice options there for you to ship those if you need to. And yeah, he's also gone for the French immigrants. He's got himself 3 CDBs as well. And immediately he's going to use the levy, which is great to see from United States player. Always use your levy if you can, especially when you age up to age 2. You can do lots of things like denying a scout, like you just saw my scout getting wrecked there. And also you can deny like any kind of TPs. You can just harass with them very early on. It's quite nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create 1 batch of musketeers, which I've already done. And my second batch is on the way. And now I'm going in for 700 wood. So I went 4 CDBs and then 700 wood. And the next choice I'm going to be thinking about is the 700 coin here. So I'm just going to use these musks just to poke in a little bit and just to see what's going on. You can see I've got another batch is going to be moving out now as well. I'm just going to use this to harass. And Hayek here hasn't actually got his gold shipment. That's kind of strange. Yeah, I think he's done this in the wrong way. Definitely. You should go 700 coin first, I think, and then go for the Virginia General Assembly. Because then, by that time, you can age up. So I think he's definitely done this in the wrong order. So he's going to be a little bit unusual here. He's going to be a bit late in going for his fast fortress. You can see now the macro for myself. I'm going to train another further batch of musketeers. So I'm going to have 3 batches. And with that 700 wood that I got, I've built a stable. I've got a couple more houses. And I could actually just drop another barracks. Normally with French, when you get your 700 wood, you tend to drop like either a stables or a racks in a stables. Yeah, you can see I've got another racks coming down. And then a couple of houses. That's normally what you do. I've just noticed that with a lot of French players. That's what they like to use their wood on. Sometimes you can grab a second TP. That can be quite good. And interestingly, Hayek here has actually got some sharpshooters in age 2 here. I think he must have shipped the Pennsylvania Pound. He must have done, yeah. Because the Pennsylvania Pound gives you 5 sharpshooters. So he used some food there to slow his age up. And that's actually a real blunder there on his behalf, because he's actually got the gold to do what he needs to do. He's just used it to defend himself. So he's probably over-egged it a little bit there. But not ideal for him. Remember, I am at around like 1300 elo at the moment. I have sloped quite a bit. Because I just like trying different civs, and I'm not trying to take this game too seriously now. I did have the whole thing of road to 500 elo, 1500 elo, sorry, God, 500 elo, can you imagine? 1500 elo or 1400. Right now, I'm just enjoying the game. I'm just trying civs out on the ladder and just playing around with civs and seeing what ones I enjoy the most. And we can now see, perfect macro there for myself. Really proud of myself because you know me, I don't like to play H2. You know what I'm like. I'm pretty proud of the macro there. Just having that at the back of my head, knowing to do what I need to do. And now I'm in age 3. Hayek here is a little bit behind on his age 3. And now I'm going to be shipping 2 falconets. And I'm getting the vet musketeer upgrade in as well. So I'm timing all of that, which is really, really good. And I'm going to back off here. I don't want to lose these musketeers. I'm actually going to lose quite a few there. Bit silly of me. So I am going to return back to base here. and just reorganize myself, reorganize the macro. I'm going to have to get the deer on this left side here. Really annoying having these deer here. Now, one thing with learning a Civ and with anything is you can't always just do the same opening over and over again. You've got to think about your composition. You've got to think about what could my opponent be making. And from this, I started to get an understanding that he had his sharpshooters, obviously. So you can see that he's got his sharpshooters. So I was thinking mostly to myself, what could I potentially do to deal with that? And I'm going to be getting the Vet Cuirassiers. So the Cuirassiers, big sort of lance cavalry unit with an area effect damage. Very, very powerful. You can see there with the details of the Cuirassier in question there. So compared to a Hussar, it has way more HP and area of effect damage. But the cost of it and the population space is a big problem because they cost 3 pop each. So now I'm just going to sit back for now and just sort of pressure his buildings here while the Cuirassiers have some time to come out. And you can see that he's actually gone for the Russian immigrant card here. So he's gone for the double blockhouse. He's putting that on the north side there, which is quite nice. I like what he's doing there. And I'm just going to continue to pressure him here. And now we have 4 Cuirassiers coming out onto the field, which is nice. So my next card is going to be Skirms. Now, the reason that I've done the Skirms is just perfect timing here as to why. Is I saw mainly sharpshooters, so part of it was thinking that, right, okay, he's probably going to be going for maybe carbine cavalry as well, because I just had a feeling he's going to go like the Skirm Goon composition from the feeling that I got from him and the units that he'd already had at the time. So therefore I thought, you know what, Skirm's Cuirassiers could actually work in this instance. We have some musketeers still left over that I've obviously got upgraded as well. So, and also, by the way, guys, my Falconet micro is shocking because I never really use Falconets because I'm a native enjoyer. I really need to get better at microing sort of artillery pieces and stuff, especially with Eurocivs. So you can see here that I've got some Cuirassiers on the back line, just waiting. And we can see here the Hayek's forces here growing. And immediately he's going to push now with the Gatling guns. It's going to be very scary. We're going to try and use the Falks here just to trade with the Gatlings. I think it's probably the best thing. Cuirassiers are going to try and sweep by if they can now. And what I'm going to do is use my musketeers with the skirms just to focus the carbine cavalry here. Cuirassiers are really, really just high HP. Absolutely crazy. And you can see the power of them right now. There's just one left, but look how long it is taking for them to deal with that Cuirassier. Doing some good damage there. And we are still on top of his forces. So we are managing to clear this up quite well. He is going to now pop the levy as well from his TC. And I'm just going to start trading with that. I feel pretty confident to trade there. And let's have a quick look back now. My skirmishers have come out from the TC. And now we're getting another double batch of skirms coming in now as well. And I have another card available. So a really good engagement there. I just focused the Gatlings with the Falconets, used the Cuirassiers. I can see that he's still got a blockhouse wagon here that he actually hasn't put down, which is kind of unfortunate. His bank goes down, which is fantastic for me. And I'm just not going to... This is another thing that I'm proud of. I'm not going to overcommit. You know me, guys. If you've watched me play on stream, whether it's on Twitch, whether it's on previous games, I either stay in H2 too long, I overcommit, or I just make... I don't make villagers, you know, and I'm really trying to improve on all of those three things. And you can see there, I did not push in anymore. I backed off, regrouped, and then went in for another push. So we can see that I've got 3 Cuirassiers coming in. I've also got 3 being trained now as well. So I'm hoping that this is going to work quite well. The skirm should hopefully cover me against the carbine cavalry. And Hayek here... He's actually got 1,000 wood coming in. So not the most ideal shipment you kind of want to go for when you're being pushed. I would recommend like either 2 Gatlings again or the sharpshooters. Or you can try and go Pulaska's Legion. I think he's actually trying to go age 4 here. Which is surprising. To be honest. Because there isn't really much for him to work with in age 4. He does have the coffee mill guns. But... apart from that, nothing much. I'm going to get some nice veal pickoffs that are sat on the wood there. which is really, really nice. So he's going to lose quite a few vills. On 31 vills. 3 cuirassiers coming in to reinforce now as well, along with 4 more. And the cuirassiers have pretty good siege, guys. 30 siege, which is really, really nice. And look at that. I'm also proud of this as well. Cuirassiers, I'm going to just sort of split them off. And look, what do I find? 4 Gatling guns, and I immediately back off my units. I don't want them to be shot down here. And there is the GG, ladies and gents. So a nice quick one here. Sub 14-minute game. I just wanted to show this to you. I guess you could call it an ego wreck. I don't want it to be. I was really happy with this game, and it's kind of the first one that I felt has really clicked. And I want you guys to sort of mention in the comments below when that's happened to you. When have you started sort of learning a Civ and you've played a game and it's the first game where stuff has actually come together and you've actually managed to play a decent game with a new Civ that you're learning? I want you guys to let me know down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something as well if you are also learning the French as well, or if you actually played the French for quite a while. Maybe you've learned something from what I've gone through here. And of course, guys, if you did enjoy it, make sure to drop a like. I really appreciate it. I'll catch you in the next video or the next stream. Catch you later, guys. Bye.